Hey guys, what's up? So this video will be the build guide for the Carrion Golem Necromancer, and I'll be showcasing it from the low budget all the way to the high budget version. First of all, do not expect the high budget version to be a super damaging build, because we all know that now in the current league, the Skeleton Mages and Absolution is the superior one if you want to have a good damage minion build. But just so in that case, Carrion Golem is still kind of like popular among the casual players, because if you have played it before, you understand that Carrion Golem is extremely chill, alright? It is very casual. You don't really have to click so many things. You just need to walk around and pick up items, and yeah, that's about it. That is why I think there are still people or players that are still playing Carrion Golem, because they just want to enjoy the league slowly, right? Okay, so let's just not waste any time. So in the skill tree, as usual, I will have the two leveling skills. One that is after Act 5. This is how it should look like. Alright, you'll be level 44, and then after Act 10, level 68. Alright, this is roughly how it looks like. And yeah, so with this, you will start to transit into Carrion Golem at level 80. Alright, so at level 80, this is without the cluster jewel. Alright, so without the cluster jewel, one of the key takeaways you need to know is that you need to have 4 of the jewel sockets. So one will be over here, Primordial Harmony, I put inside, Primordial Eminence, and the last one will be Animal Stone. Right, so question number one, so that's players will always ask me, why is there no Primordial Might? Why do you use 2 Eminence? Alright, I can tell you upfront directly, Primordial Might is actually quite useless. Right, it is really very useless. Like, you do not need your Carrion Golems to be aggressive, as long as you are within range of your screen. Probably I will say half to 3/4 of your screen, your Carrion Golems will just start attacking everyone. And that is why, as you can see over here, the stats, the build is also very tanky, because we get to move all around very safely and aggressively as well. Alright, so that is why you use 2 Eminence instead of 1 Might, 1 Eminence and 1 Harmony. Alright, the Harmony is just there for the regeneration and cooldown recovery rate, plus the increased golem damage type. Okay, so this is the level 80 without cluster, and at level 90 is just scaling more towards more life. You can see I go downwards, and then I just pick up more of the nodes, and I pick up Ravenous Horde. So if you do not want this, you can opt for more life, like over here, and then you have over here as well. Yeah, there's a lot of life nodes that you can actually take. You can actually take here, so the life regeneration and the increased armor. Alright, so this is the other option. Otherwise, you can just go with the Ravenous Horde for more damage. Okay, and once you have the currency to get the cluster jewel, this is how it will look like at level 80. You just get one that has renewal, and then the rest is just increased minion damage. So you go from the left to the right side, alright, because you want to put the Animal Stone over here. We are no longer taking this jewel socket, so that's why we need it here. Okay, and then you're gonna go take this medium jewel socket when you're leveling from 80 to 90, and just add all of this, the renewal, Dread March, and your Fortress Covenant to be inserted over here. Plus, you're just going to scale downwards with more life over here. Alright, so this is how the low budget skill tree is going to look like. You can see the POB yourself later on. And next will be the skill tree. So skill gems, sorry. So for the skill gems, because we are playing the physical Carrion Golem, right? So it will be a lot more different from your elemental damage minions. We're going to take multi-strike, brutality, minion damage, melee physical damage, and the last one is actually increased critical damage. Alright, I personally prefer this over any other jewels. So there is actually the other one that is Predator. Alright, and there is one more that is, I think, full damage on life. Okay, so this is definitely a no-go. Alright, the reason why is because your Carrion Golem will almost 90% of the time not on full life. Alright, even though it is regenerating, you can see that the HP bar is always full, but the reality is it is never on full life. It will constantly take damage, be it DOT or physical damage or anything that hits it, and this damage on full life would not be exactly accurate. So definitely this is not possible. And the reason why I choose increased critical damage over Predator is because when you're doing mappings, sometimes you will see rare monsters, right, and stuff like that, and you will need to right click it. I just choose not to use it and just go for a very simple walk and go build, and that's why increased critical damage over Predator. Right, you can change it if you would like Predator instead. And this will be your trigger one, Desecrate Bone Offering and Life Tap. The utility will be Molten Shell, and the debuff you're going to use is Assassin's Mark. So Assassin's Mark actually give you more damage increase when you're fighting bosses as compared to Vulnerability. Alright. Next will be your minion support, your Ray Spectral, Animate Guardian, link with Mid Shield and Minion Life. And then you will have your Race Zombie to support your Carrion Golem, where they'll have Feeding Frenzy and Maim. Right, and there will be one more aura here, which will be Temper Shield, just to increase your block spell damage. Okay, the next aura will be Dread Banner and Generosity, and then this will not be linked. Please remember, do not link this together with Pride and Determination, otherwise especially, okay, so it's only for Determination, you cannot link it with Generosity, otherwise you will not get the effect. Alright, and the last aura will be Precision. If you do not want Precision, right, you can always opt to go for Clarity. So this is another alternative. You can just go for Clarity level 1, or yeah, like I mentioned, it really depends what you want. There is no Vitality here because our block is already very high and we're going to regenerate a lot when we block. Right, so just choose between Precision or Clarity. I would personally prefer Clarity. Okay, and then for the leveling ups, okay, do not see this, my bad. Yeah, there's a notes over here just for the leveling up, like the Absolution ones. Just follow this, and there is actually two options at Act 4. So at Act 4, you can either take the Summon Carrion Golem and start to transit straight away, or you can choose to go for continue on with Absolution. Alright, personally I think Absolution will be the better choice because it's just very good for leveling. Alright, the Carrion Golem won't be online until your gems start to level like maybe 10 plus. That's why it is not so good early on, and Absolution will be the better choice when you are going through the X. Okay, so on to the item section. Basically, you just want to focus your items to have life and resistance, a lot of sustainability, and it is a league start. This is also as good as a league start scenario, so that's why you do not have anything fanciful or whatever. Okay, for your wand, just use the Essence of Fear until you get minion damage, a decent amount of minion increased damage, and then just benchcraft, trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill. If you do not have this on your benchcraft, it does not matter yet, you can put it later on. You just need to manually cast your trigger wand, which is your Desecrate and your Bone Offering manually. Alright, and the rest, like I mentioned, is just life and resistance. And your amulet, for this, it has to be a Citrine amulet. Okay, please take note. And then it allocates Alacrity, which is over here, that gives you 30 dex. And this is just very easy to allocate, which is 3 clear oil. I'm pretty sure at the early stages of the game you can get them very easily. And then you will have the Darkness Enthroned, where you socket your Ghastly Eye Jewel. Search for one that has maximum life and minions have increased attack speed. Alright, you don't have to find one that has the minion deals extra damage when you cast a minion skill recently. No, that is actually honestly very overrated. Alright, so just use this. The damage increment is not really very significant. Okay, and next will be your flask. So for the flask, I use Quicksilver, Rumi's Concoction, and then Basalt Flask for just more armor, Quartz Flask for phasing, and your Life Flask that has to have immunity to corrupted blood or bleeding. Okay, so for the Quicksilver Flask, you can actually choose to have more movement speed or reduce effect of curses. If you have the reduced effect of curses, it will make your mapping much easier, because with your Pantheon, the Soul of Yugu, you're gonna have about at least 80% reduced curse effect. Then that will actually free you from a lot of the annoying mods in your maps. Okay, and yes, like I mentioned, the one with the cluster, you're gonna have all of this jewel. Please remember to socket 3 primordial jewel so that your anima can have +1 to maximum number of summon golems, and the total you have 4 summon Carrion golem. Alright, okay, so question number 2, people or players are asking me, why do you use the wand instead of a rock breaker? Right, I think the rock breaker is something that is very commonly used in the Carrion golem, but the issue that I have experienced so far, almost every league that I've played Carrion golem, is that yes, you have +1 to maximum number of golems, that increases your attack a lot, but it doesn't give you the capability to actually cast your skills automatically. So it is a give and take situation, whereby if you want to use a rock breaker, yes, you can. Alright, you can see the damage drop is not so significant, alright, as compared to the wand, but then the downside is okay, no, actually you have a lot more damage, my bad. So if you have the rock breaker, I need to change this to 5, because you have 5 golem, so you have about 500k DPS increment. Alright, that is actually quite a lot. Okay, but at the cost of giving up these automatic casting, you will not have the automatic casting if you use rock breaker, and you have to trigger this for yourself. So yeah, it is a give and take. I choose the wand because I really, when I'm playing this build, I really want to ignore clicking as many things as possible, other than picking up items and walking around. Right, that's the whole purpose of playing Carrion golem. You just want it super chill and easy. Alright, so with the low budget version, it should be able to bring you all the way until red tier maps. You can farm red tier maps normally as well. Yes, you might probably die a little bit here and there because it is low budget. But then again, it should be enough for you to farm up to your high budget. And this is the POB for the high budget. This is how it looks like on level 95. I have one for level 90, and I will add one for level 80 as well. Alright. So usually you will transit at about level 90, and this is how the build looks like. So you have 2 large cluster jewels, and the build is actually somewhat similar to skeleton mages. Alright, the only difference is that you have to take golem commander, and this will be allocated. Alright, this will be allocated on your amulet, okay, which I will show later. Okay, and then at level 95, you're just gonna take more survivability, which I took divine shield. No, I took the life notes over here. Alright, and then if you really if you're able to sustain and you have more levels from 95 onwards, this is just, there's 2 roads over here. So one is just to take more DPS from the cluster jewel, and the other one is just to have more life around your skill tree. Alright, so this is just your preference. See whichever that suits you more, or which one you're gonna have more, either more damage or more life. Okay, so for the skills, it is actually literally just the same. Alright, the only difference is that we are adding Awaken skills now. So Awaken Brutality, I'm not going to include Awaken Multi-Strike because we all know the price is going to be ridiculous. So just use a level 21 Multi-Strike, it is more than enough. I personally do not like the Awaken Multi-Strike because at the cost of it, I can probably build way better stuffs. Okay. And then you have your same trigger wand, your utility, everything is the same. The only thing you need to take note is the alternate quantity of it. Okay, so the alternate quantity will be for Bone Offering will be Divergent, Life Tap not necessary. Molten Shell is definitely anomalous so that you can take more damage. And then you have the Pride, Divergent Pride, so that your enemies will have lesser physical damage reduction percentage. Okay, Dread Banner is also definitely Divergent. Alright, so please take note. Okay, for the Dread Banner, it is really very important. Why? Is because you and nearby allies have 5% chance to impale enemies on hit with attack, and that will bring you to wait, where is it? 31% chance. Okay, so with okay, the reason is we're going to use Ashes of the Star, which will give us extra quality to all skill gem, which means your Dread Banner Divergent is going to have at least 10% chance to impale, so that will bump our damage for the Carrion Golem quite a lot. Okay, and then we have the minion support, team number 1. As usual, your Ray Spectral and Animate Guardian, Anomalous and Divergent for more life. And then you have Ray Zombie. I will get a level 21 Ray Zombie so that they can survive better. Right, and Feeding Frenzy and Maim. Maim just get the anomalous one. Determination you can just get level 21. My bad over here. Wait, is my physical damage? Oh, it's already max actually. Oh, that's why I put level 20. Alright. So level 20, technically you should have max physical damage reduction. So just feel free to change this yourself. If you feel you need a 21 to cap your physical damage reduction, please do so. Alright, and then you have your aura on your ring, which is vitality. I think this is really good and important when you go to the high budget. A lot of sustainability involved over here. And then you have Flesh and Stone anomalous, alright, so that you have more evasion rating and armor. But then again, do remember, if all of the skill gems, alternate quality ones, are too expensive, please just get the default one. Okay. And next, there will be vulnerability on your Animate Guardian. That's why you have the vulnerability curse over here. And then Aspect of the Avian, which I will say later. Okay, so weapon will be the same as the Skeleton Mage's one. You'll be using the Convoking Wand. This is like the end tier of the wand. Okay, so my advice is buy this the last. Alright, this is going to be super extremely expensive. Alright, that's why buy this the last. Okay, and then moving on will be your shield. Your shield, you need to get the Shaper one because you will need the recover 5% of life when you block. So combined together with Bone Offering, you are going to recover 7% of your life when you block. Okay. And then for the helmet, just get life and resistance. And you can get the socketed, you can just benchcraft the socketed AoE gem, which will bump up your damage and survivability as well. And for Carrion Golem, I can't seem to find something that is really good for it other than Sakawa's Nest. Alright, this thing is just a beast for Carrion Golem. It serves a lot of purpose on Carrion Golem. First of all, it fulfills your stat requirements, which has the all attribute. There's a very nice little bonus of lightning resistance, so you have one less thing to take care of. And then there is a 20% increased mana reservation efficiency of skill, and you have 100% increased aspect of avian buff effect. Alright, so the awesome thing about this is it gives you aspect of the avian buff, and it gives you aspect of the avian might and flight. So both the buff will be granted simultaneously to every single minions in your party. Alright, that's why I really cannot find anything that is better. And I feel that this is one of the best armors you can actually use for a physical damage Carrion Golem. Alright. And okay, next for our gloves, we're going to use Breath Stealer. Why is this so? It's because we need to allocate Golem Commander on it. Like I mentioned previously, see? We do not want to waste a lot of skill points just to branch out all the way here. And that is why we are allocating Golem Commander on our Breath Stealer. Right? Next will be your boots, just simple armor boots with life and movement speed. You can use the Eldritch currencies to follow whatever that is shown over here. I took the increased effect of offering and then 8% increased life generation rate. Right. So same for the helmet. You can just follow. Alright. Oh, so for the helmet, okay, so for the helmet is actually important. There is the increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. Otherwise, no, actually there's more than enough mana. Yeah, there's actually more than enough mana. So it's actually a small bonus. Okay. Amulet is definitely Ashes of the Star, and then we're gonna allocate Charisma on it so that we have more aura. Alright, it fits in perfectly. So do remember on all of these notes. Ring, we're gonna use 2 lightning ring, alright? As in 2 unset ring. Sorry, what am I talking? 2 unset ring. I understand that probably the Redimir unset ring is going to be super expensive. So if you do not have the capability to buy the Redimir unset ring, just get any one of the rings that exclude the minion damage, alright? But on one of the rings, you have to make sure that you have an empty suffix, alright? The reason is because you're going to craft Grant's level 20 aspect of the avian on it. And you need to get the bestiary for aspect of the avian. Okay. And then for the darkness, for the belt, you're going to go for darkness and throne. Same, you can just use back whatever that was on the low budget, so nothing to worry over here. For the flask, gonna go for Quicksilver, Quartz, Taste of Hate, Rumi's Concoction, and then your Panic Eternal Life Flask of Assuaging. I don't know how to pronounce this. Alright. Okay, so next it will be your unique jewels and stuff. The Anima Stone, large cluster jewel like I explained earlier, together with the medium cluster jewel. For this build, I actually added in the Conqueror's efficiency because we just need a very small amount of mana requirement. So you can see if I did not allocate the Conqueror's efficiency, I will not have enough mana. So this actually fits in perfectly just nice over here. And Watcher's Eye. So for Watcher's Eye, we're going to use the additional percentage physical damage reduction while affected by determination. The rest is not mandatory. You can just use whatever that you like. Alright. So yes, that's it for the high budget Carrion Golem. It's slightly more expensive, and I will actually say this is actually a victim of the minion builds that are going to be meta this league. Alright, so if you want to play Carrion Golem, please bear in mind that it's going to be quite expensive as well, because the cluster jewels is going to be affected by skeleton mages as well as absolution. Alright, but nonetheless, this build is also very capable of killing a lot of contents. Just that probably not as fast as skeleton mages, but decent enough to do a lot of things. I will link the buy list of both the builds in the description below. And if there is any mistake I have made or anything that you are unsure of, you can always just leave your comments in the comment section below, or you can just hop on to the Discord and just ask me anything from there onwards. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment anything in the section below, or hop over to my Discord channel where casual players come over to chill, discuss more about the builds, gameplays, or even ask any other questions. Once again, if you like my contents, do remember to click the like and subscribe button. Bye!